I'm Marcia Horne. I'm a Republican and I've lived in Vermont since 2002. I'm running for United States Representative this election 2020. This year, the people of this country and Vermont are being presented with a choice that includes not only the candidate whom they would vote for, but for what that candidate stands for, whether it's our own democracy or socialism. I firmly oppose socialism in all its forms. Congressman Welch has said that our democracy is broken and our system corrupt. Both Congressman Welch and Senator Sanders are avid proponents of socialism. Also, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman Omar, and others have joined together to work to infuse socialism into Medicare, education, business, the markets, and property rental practices, as well as the ideology of Americans. Keep in mind that many of these concepts sprung after the 2018 election. In 2019, the Green New Deal was born. In its original state, airports were to have been a thing of the past, along with fossil fuel and even cattle. A preliminary socialist doctrine with a pretext of addressing global warming. The concept grew to its third rendition that later passed the House. That bill included provisions for the government to provide affordable housing to all Americans, as well as health care and employment for many. Also a part of the Green New Deal bill that passed the House was the re-education of every American. According to the bill, those who chose not to be re-educated would be denied their rights under the Green New Deal, including health care, housing, and employment. A new revised version has been launched, without the 538-page corresponding document to yet be made available. While a shift in the Democratic Party platform began in 2016 with the campaigns of Senator Sanders and Hillary Clinton, who both adopted equal pay for equal work, free state college and university education, universal health care, many Democrats voted for Donald Trump in that election. The ideological shift wasn't from the people, it was from top Democratic leaders who presented socialist constructs and frameworks. When they did, only part of the story was told. Now in the House, where Democrats hold a majority, bills such as the Green New Deal are passed by House Democrats, while in the Senate, where Republicans hold a majority, bills that affect socialist change are voted down, if heard at all. Keep in mind that many efforts to change this country to socialist, either incrementally or on a large scale, exist outside the bounds of the constitutional powers of Congress. No amendments to effect changes to the Constitution to allow for socialism are being proposed. Even legislation pertaining to DACA that was warmly received by both Democrats and Republicans has yet to make its way to the president for his signature. Historically, Democrats and Republicans have had a similar framework in mind, each stemming from the philosophical fiber of democracy and market capitalism. Now there is a philosophical ravine, with no election mandating public approval. Socialism exists in the halls, the committee rooms, and on the floor of both houses of Congress. Based upon the presumption that a desire to change this country to socialist also exists in the hearts and minds of the American people. This election, if you're a Democrat, you're likely a Democrat of yesterday, when the Democratic platform was founded on the basis of raising the poor out of poverty through entitlements such as HUD. Not a Democrat of today that would seek to remove existing wealth from those who have it, to fund health care for those who can afford it, as well as for those who can't, and include the work of socializing business conduct, industry education, and that's just for starters. If you're a Democrat and not interested in changing this country to socialist, please vote Republican this election. You'll be voting in favor of a framework that is far closer to the Democratic platform of old than of today, and for our country and for our democracy.